So today I want to talk about two things. One thing, Team Cup, which I love, and if you don't love, you will learn to love it. And then the second thing is starting off August on the right foot. Team Cup is such a good way to push your business forward. I have seen so much success with Team Cup since I've been a coach. I want to tell you a little bit about my first Team Cup though, because it used to be a little bit different. Back when I very first started coaching, we would have teams of two. It was November of my very first year coaching. So I had been coaching for what? June, July, August, September, October. Well, I guess 5 months. So Megan Seals, who is my mentor, chose me to be her partner. And first of all, I was like, oh, how cool. Like she chose me of her whole entire team to be her partner. And I wanted to work really, really hard. Just like many of you, I was like, yes, I'm in for this, but I had no idea what I had signed up for. Literally none. I was like, if you tell me that you want me on your team, I don't actually care what it is, but I do want to be on your team. So I said yes. And basically the only thing she told me is we were in a competition with the whole entire network and she wanted to win. And I was like, great, me too. So November is the first month I can remember working so hard that my hands were sore. I am not kidding you. Like I was messaging so many people, like I 10x'd everything I was doing. And I can remember being so frustrated that November because I only hit Success Club 12. And some of you were like, that's ridiculous. I've never hit Success Club 12. But for me, I had been hitting really high Success Club numbers when I started coaching. And as hard as I had worked that month, I was so confused. I was like, I have put literally all of my effort into this business this month. I have messaged hundreds and hundreds of people. I have showed up on social media every single day. How in the world have I only signed up 6 people this month? That was my thought. November passed by. We didn't win. It was one of my lower Success Club months as far as what I had seen. But what I really want you to know is once January, February, and March rolled around, my business exploded more in those 3 months than my business has since. 80-Day Obsession had just launched, so I know that was a big part of it. That was a program that everybody wanted to hop in on. However, my highest Success Club points ever came from those months following that first November I was a coach. I'm talking like Success Club 48, Success Club 56 the following February. And I fully believe it's because of the work that I had put in November. Because I decided to work super hard in November, it wasn't, yes. Can you also bring my charger though? When you come, it's in my bag in the living room. But because I had decided to work really, really hard that November and 10x everything I was doing, it showed up several months later. It is also important to note that I didn't stop there. I didn't get super frustrated that Team Cup month and say, you know what, this isn't worth it. It's not working. I didn't stop. I didn't put the brakes on. I kept going, knowing because my coach had told me that it would pay off and there's no reason to stop now. Typically November is a harder month anyway, but the fruits of my labor with November combined with my efforts in December and January and February and March made my business absolutely explode, you guys. And in that following March, that's also when I hit Diamond. So I fully believe that the work I put in November seriously set my business up for success, really for the rest of my first year, because I worked so hard and then didn't stop doing that. So if you're new, first thing you need to know, you can still be on a Team Cup team. It's not too late. If you're like, I still am very confused about what Team Cup is, here's what it is. It's basically Beachbody's way of getting us in a team atmosphere, getting us into smaller pods, and creating this opportunity for community and competition. And then they reward us for doing well. So there are prizes for teams who hit Success Club. There are prizes even for coaches who just hit Success Club and their teams don't. So if you're on a Team Cup team, you will have a team of 5 women now. You'll have your leader who signs you up. They sign everybody up and then you're good to go. And then your job that month is to help as many people as you can and be in the running for prizes. If you personally are signed up on a Team Cup team and you hit Success Club, and if you're brand new, that means that you help 3 people get started next month. This starts August 1st, okay? If you personally are on a team and you personally hit Success Club, you're going to get an MBF tank or t-shirt. If everybody on your Team Cup team, all 5 of you, hit Success Club, each of you are going to get one of those director camp chairs, which is super cool. They're like, well, actually, I think I can show you. Let me see here. I don't know if you've ever seen the director camp chair, but it's a little different than a normal. Okay, let's see. As long as it's what I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure it's higher. It sits up higher than a normal camp chair. So if everybody on your team hits Success Club, you're all going to get this Team 2 or Tier 2 team reward. If you are a top regional team, which this is really what I want to go for, you all get AirPods, which is super cool. And I know you may be sitting there thinking like, our team could never be top regional team, but yes, it can. My second year doing Team Cup, we had a bunch of like second and third year coaches. None of us were hitting insane Success Club numbers before Team Cup. And you guys, we got second in the company. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But promise you, it's possible, especially now because Beachbody puts like rules and regulations on who can be on a team. So it's not like you're going to have 5 people who are 5-star diamonds on the same team. They don't even allow that. The playing field is pretty even when it comes to Team Cup. So top regional team will get those AirPods. And then the top team of the entire company, I don't even remember all the stuff. But if you win, you will be flown out to LA. You will get to have like a special meeting with one of the trainers. You'll get a video made all about you and your team, and you get tons of special recognition at Summit next year, which is super cool. Like they'll make a cool video about you that everybody watches. You'll be on stage, you'll get your trophy, all that stuff. And when we got second place, I don't think they do this anymore. This was 2018. So it was my first Summit. We got second place in the entire company. Second place. We were so close. And when we got there, I didn't know what the prize was. I had no idea. I'm telling you, I didn't know a whole lot about Beachbody things when I first started. I guess I had my head in the clouds. But I was like, you're kidding me. Like, if we would have gotten a few more points, we would have been flown to LA and we would have had that special, I can't even remember who the trainer was that they got to spend time with. 5 of them with one trainer, doing a workout, like going all around corporate. It just looked so cool, plus on-stage recognition. But anyway, we got second place. And it was still so amazing. We got on-stage recognition, which was cool. We got to sit on the floor during Summit, which was really cool. And then my favorite part of all is they invited us to this like super fancy, it must have been an elite party. I don't know, but you guys, I felt like a celebrity. I'm not kidding you. We got to get all dressed up. We had no idea where we were going, but we knew we were invited to this exclusive party. When we got there, it was all top coaches and us. Everybody was dressed so fancy. They had the most fancy buffet food ever. They had free drinks, and we're just sitting there like having the time of our lives. So unforgettable because of Team Cup. So you literally never know what Team Cup can lead to. I had no idea, none, that was going to happen whenever we signed up for Team Cup. And I know several of you here have some really cool stories of how Team Cup has really accelerated your business. It's done that for mine too. But I want some of you who have had really cool experiences, because I know it's launched your businesses forward. Yes, I can. There's nobody in there right now, Tiffany. Who is it?
Morgan messaged and was asking about like if there's a password or something.
There shouldn't be a password.
I'll just tell her to join the waiting room.
Yeah, tell her to do that. So I've had really cool experiences with Team Cup. Not only that, I think my first favorite thing about Team Cup is the community that it really does create whenever you take Team Cup seriously and you lean in to your team. It makes a really, really, really big deal or a really big difference. So I'm gonna just pass it. Tiffany, I know that you're somebody who commented. What would you tell them about Team Cup and how did Team Cup impact your business?
So the 2 team cups I've been a part of, I had very different experiences mostly, and like that's on me. And there's a couple people on here that were on like both of my team cups. So the first team cup, it was like so amazing because it was the first time I was truly immersed into the community, because you get this little pod of people and these become your people, and you talk to them about things and you ask them for posts like feedback and Instagram feedback and conversation feedback, and then those people just automatically become your people. Like that first 5 group, like the 5 people in that group, I mean, having them to lean on after Team Cup was over, it really like helped accelerate my business because we became real friends, and it was just like we're checking in with each other even after Team Cup is over. And then whenever we have questions, like those are your people to ask. And so just having those people to lean on and to use as your support system in this, like it's really important to have them. So then my second Team Cup experience, I like me personally, I was not in a spot in my business where I was leaning into the community as much. And I felt that in that second Team Cup experience. So knowing that it's all on you, but it's your job to reach out to people, and it's a lot less intimidating whenever you do have that small group of people to lean on rather than just like posting in the Team Fit for More page or the Spirit and Spunk page. And not that you shouldn't post in those pages, but it's so much different and so much more intimate having, you know, your small pod. And so like Lauren, who I don't see her on the call right now, but like her and I have become like very serious like business success partners. And even during Team Cup, I didn't expect that. But because of Team Cup, like we are still like in constant contact every single day, helping each other out with anything and everything, running groups together, running coach sneak peeks because of Team Cup.
About that. Oh, I thought you were going to say what.
I love that. I also love that you mentioned it has to be your responsibility because the community is here, you guys, always. Just like team calls. Like team calls are here. We're here every single Saturday, but I'm not about to chase somebody down to make sure they're here. And nobody's going to do that with you in Team Cup. You have to be super intentional. And I'm going to, wow, here comes Murph. I'm going to tell you that your Team Cup team hopefully is blowing up your phone. Like our Team Cup team from February of this year, we still talk every single day. Just like Tiffany said, we didn't like set out to be like, hey, we're going to talk every single day for the rest of our lives. But that's what's happened because we got so close during Team Cup and we did start sharing just like normal life things that we still check in with each other. They blow up my phone every single day and I blow up their phones every single day. So I'm excited. My new team this time, I'm going to blow up their phones every single day. And you should expect that from your team. And if nobody's blowing up your phone on your Team Cup team, you be the person to start blowing up their phone and you make sure that you're the one who starts leaning in so everybody else does the same. Call people out. Say, hey, Tiffany, I haven't heard from you in a week. What the heck is going on? Like, that's what this is about. Make sure that you do that. Caitlin, I know you commented too. Share with us about Team Cup for you.
I just want to second pretty much everything both of you said because it was spot on. Just really like taking the responsibility and like Paige said, no one's going to come after you and make you do these things. I think my first Team Cup, I honestly don't even remember much about it because I did not know what was happening and nothing really happened. But then this last Team Cup that I was on, yeah, like we talk every day and it's just changed everything. Like just having those, like Tiffany said, having those people that you can always go to for anything, because Paige has a lot of people that she talks to and we can't all go to her with every single question. Like you just can't do that. She can't do that. And so just having other people around you that you can bounce ideas off of and ask questions has just been huge for me.
I love that. I want to mention too that I still have a lot of contact with that first initial Team Cup team I talked about, the one that did really well, got second place. we still talk about a lot of stuff. Like Team Cup truly does change the community you're in because you start to really, really dig in and dive into this community.
I want to say one more thing.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm like, we had such a great Team Cup, and I'm so excited for like this one because we're on different teams now, and like I became friends with those people, and I'm so excited to see who else I can be friends with because I know there's more. I know that I can be close with so many more people on this team.
Totally agree. Meg, I think you were somebody who commented too. I can't hear you. I don't know if I'm the only one. We'll come back to you, okay? Megan, fellows, I don't see your face and I don't know if you're able to talk, but I think you also commented. She's probably busy. Probably why we can't see her. Morgan, I think I saw you on here. Yeah.
Here, the struggle bus is real. Oh, technology. Okay, so Team Cup did so many things for me. I mean, the second time, the first time I would say just really helped me dive into the community and the bond that you make with the girls that you're working with, because if you are doing, like briefly what I heard, communicating every day, blowing each other's phones up every day, sending each other post ideas saying, what do you think? Should I say this? Sharing ideas of how to promote, like you just grow so close together. And it was so fun to go from our Team Cup and then go to squeeze each other in person. And we felt like we had known each other forever. It was awesome. For me personally, on a personal Team Cup, my first time I did not hit Success Club, which I was so frustrated with because I had a crazy life thing. Like I lost my brother that month. It was rough. It was a rough month for me in general, but they were there for me. And so it was fun that happens because they were all just so supportive, and I just felt the love from them, and I really needed them during that time. It was amazing that I was able to have them. And then at the end of the month, I was like, okay, I'm going to do my best, because that happened at the beginning of the month. I'm like, I'm going to really try to hit. I blasted out so many invites that last week, and I didn't hit it, but that first week of the next month, I ended up being at like Success because of the work that I did that last week. So that's to say, get to work now for Success Club for next month, because that'll come the work that we put in this last week of July. And then our most recent Team Cup for me was a huge rocket, I feel like, for my business. I didn't hit diamond, but man, did we think it might have happened. I had everything except one emerald who, it was a potential that she was going to become emerald, and I was just working to push that next rank. If you're close to a next rank, or even if you're not anything, if you're just a coach, you're working to hit emeralds, you're working to get those two, this will get you to put in the work, and you're willing to connect with people and invite people and go all in with your group, you will rank advance to that next level and hit diamond. I guarantee you, if you bust your butt and you put in the work, you could probably go from coach to diamond, because of the way that we help people now with as discount coaches. It is totally possible. So just get that in your mind already, that you can do so much more than you think you can. A pod of ladies who are all just busting their butts just inspires you to work harder. So use that, lean on your people, and yeah, just get going. So that's kind of where I was at. I didn't hit it till May, but because of the way everything happened, more solid on with my downline. I'm not like I'm not constantly worried about losing my diamond, if that makes sense. So now I'm all into my diamond. So if you're there too, you're just waiting on some emeralds to pop. that's not a bad place to be, because then you'll be more solid when you do who starts working the business with you.
Thank you, Morgan. Meg, are you working yet?
Am I working?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So the first Team Cup experience I had, I really had no idea what I was doing. Like somebody's like, okay, like we're gonna do this Team Cup thing, and I was like, oh cool, like a pot of people, like that's great. So it was really more of a learning experience and kind of figuring out like parts of the business. And I can't even tell you what my SC was from that first one. I don't remember who was on that first one. My second one was a little bit different. I connected with different people on my team, which I hadn't. And overall, that made me feel more part of like the bigger like Fit for More team, because I wasn't originally. I was on somebody else's team and then became here. So I got to know more people that I hadn't connected with. And I didn't have huge SC, but what I did have is I had a huge amount of rank advancements on my own team, because I had this fire and I was learning from other people in this pod, and then I was pouring that back into my team. And so what I saw was a lot of people rank advance, and you still do earn like certain points for that within like whatever it is, like the point system or whatever it is, that you get like certain points for certain rank advancements. And ultimately that's kind of what built up where I'm at for Diamond. And that kind of push, we just haven't stopped since. So that's kind of been something that we continually push for. But I learned a lot from other people, and it wasn't, anything that I regret doing in any way, shape, or form, because it was pretty awesome.
Is there anybody else who wants to share how Team Cup pushed them forward?
I just have one thing I want to add.
Yeah.
Going into it, like the very first Team Cup, I had been coaching for probably about 6 months or so. And all of the people on my team, I did not know before Team Cup. It was kind of random how we all got pushed together in this little group. And it was like so uncomfortable at first, because it's like, so how honest can I be with this person? And like, what are we supposed to talk about? How are we supposed to do this together? But pushing out of your comfort zone with that small group of people is totally going to change the relationship you have with them and the relationship that you have with Beachbody. And it's so worth it. So if you're like on the fence, or if you're like, well, I don't even know who I could be on a team with, just freaking go for it. Like, make a post that's like, I want a Team Cup. This is my rank. Let's do this, whatever, because it will 10,000% be worth it.
I was gonna say that too, Tiff. Like the exact same thing. But also, on another note, like with your team, don't be afraid to share or whatever, like because you don't know people, which I'm a sharer no matter what anyway, but like I know some people like it's harder for like to open up or whatever. And I don't mean like just about coaching, like everything, like we were talking about. I was on that team that Tiffany was talking about, and like we didn't know each other. I mean, I had met Morgan and Tiffany. I mean, not Tiffany, Lauren, but it's like, it's another world of like closeness that actually will push you in your business, just because you are just sharing where you're at mentally, physically, all that stuff with people who are working on themselves and their businesses too. And it's like, it's so, you can't even explain like crazy weird bond thing that just like forms and really helps you just full circle. So I think just don't be afraid to share everything. Like, you're nervous about a post, you're like, literally nothing's too small. You're nervous about one little message to a girl that messaged you, and you're like, I know I could respond to this if I just tried to think about it, but I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna send it to them, see what they think, and then they may say something from a different perspective that you didn't even think about. So yeah, share everything.
Love it. I hope that from all of these people sharing, you just see the massive impact that Team Cup can have on your business. And I hope you also hear a lot of us saying, we jumped into this thing not knowing what we were doing. So don't feel like you're too new. Don't feel like, I still don't know what this thing is. I don't even know if I can jump in. You can, okay? It's just a pod that you can get close with people. and it's going to move your business forward. Somebody mentioned the point system, and I just want to say real quickly, the way you actually get points for Team Cup, 1 point is 1 Success Club point. And then rank advancements for you or people that you sponsor, 3 points. And then if you start a bod group, it's also 1 point. And you get discount codes. I didn't even know that. You get discount codes for signing up, apparently. $10 off, 3 of them. Sweet. You get discount codes for signing up. So if you are in this group right now, if you're on this call and you're not on a Team Cup team, your first task when we get off of here is to go post in Fit for More. Or I can go post. I don't care. I'll put Team Cup teams needed or whatever. And if you don't have a Team Cup team, go comment and we're going to get you on a team. Okay? The last thing I want to finish with is just some tips to get started in August the right way. As far as Team Cup goes, I have 2 major tips for you. The first one is talk to your team literally every single day. I don't care how you do it, whether it's text, Marco Polo, Instagram, whatever. Talk to them every single day. And the second one is to make sure that the energy in your group is always positive and encouraging. That was something our team was so good at and still is good at from my February Team Cup team, is we can come in and we can be honest, yes, if we're having a rough day, but we always spin it to win it, and everybody's encouraging. We're not going to get down this rabbit hole of everything sucks, nobody wants to join me. We're pulling each other out of that. That's our role. So make sure that your Team Cup team, even if everybody's at Success Club 0 2 weeks in, you're not going down this downward spiral of negativity and like awfulness, because that's going to make the whole month terrible. And it's not going to produce any of those things that we talked about. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to say is your work for Team Cup is starting now. I think Morgan is the one that mentioned that. You have 6 days until August starts. And right now, like Monday actually, is usually when I start talking about my next month. I'm breadcrumbing. I am talking about what I'm about to offer. I am talking about my next group. And most importantly, I'm letting them know there's a date they're about to be signed up. There's a date they can sign up, but it's not today. It's kind of creating this atmosphere of like anticipation and letting people know that there is an offer coming up for them. And I open that every single month on the 1st. So my advice to you, especially if you've already hit Success Club, is you are breadcrumbing for August. If you caught my live yesterday, I just kind of want to echo what I said. Every single person in this network has the same exact programs to offer. Every person. And that is not what you should focus on whenever you're thinking about promoting for your next group. How do you serve people? That's what people are really interested in. They can get these programs by themselves, but they cannot have you in any other group besides yours. I think a lot about when I was in college, and there were like, I don't know, 3 or 4 professors for every single course. I could have gotten the same content, probably, from every single one of them, but I remember, and I'm sure all of you remember, there was always talk about what professor was the best. The one that comes to mind for me, and if you went to SVU, you'll probably love this, is government class. I think there were 2 to choose from, possibly 3. But there was this one guy, his name was Dr. Klostermeyer. And it was like, if you are taking government at SVU, you better hope and pray and get into his class first, because he's so awesome. He had to be teaching the same content as the other government teachers. There's no doubt about it. But everybody wanted him. It had nothing to do with government, you guys. It had everything to do with the kind of person he was. It had everything to do with how he presented information. It had everything to do with how he made class just exciting. And that's the same way people are following and choosing coaches. They know that we are all launching MBFA. They know that. But what they care about is which coach they're going to choose based off of what they're offering that has nothing to do with the program. And what you're offering is you as a person, your unique style of encouragement. If you're somebody like me, or I know Morgan does spirit days. I haven't in a while because it's hard to get spirited at 35 weeks pregnant, but those things, that's what attracts people. If you are somebody who's super encouraging, they're going to feel that. If you're somebody who does fun challenges, they're going to love that. If you're somebody like me who last month I decided I was going to give out scrunchies, people guaranteed will sign up with me because I gave out these cute scrunchies once. They're going to remember that. What are you doing in your group, and how are you going to specifically serve people? You cannot promote going into August by just saying all of the things that they're going to get in their package with Beachbody, because truly, I don't think they care as much as you think they care. What they care is that you're going to stick with them, you're going to encourage them, you're going to show up every day, and you're going to make this atmosphere in your group that makes them want to show up. You are the prize, literally. You really are for your group, and you need to start believing that. And you need to start showing that on your social media so they know exactly what they're getting when they sign up. Just as a small example, and I know I shared this with you yesterday on the live video, but also my audio sucks. Last month, actually this month, it's still July. It was like week 1 probably, and I realized that I needed to do another promotion because my promotion for Lift 4 was already up. I didn't have Success Club 10 yet, so I was like, what else can I do? So my first thought, and I want you to really think about this moving into August if you've not planned yet. My first thought is always, what do I need right now? If I'm feeling stale and not excited about workouts, that's usually Spirit Weeks. If I am really struggling with nutrition and I'm struggling saying no to things, I'm thinking, okay, how can I add that into my challenge group for next month? If I'm struggling with just consistency on mindset and drinking water or whatever it is, my group is going to be based around consistency. So this month for me, it was nutrition. And I started thinking, what do I need for me? How could I stay on track better for the rest of July? And I just kept thinking, if I could have a group of women that I could text when I'm struggling or when I need to celebrate, I think that would really help me. So my group for July is a group of 5 women and myself in a text thread. And that's how I promoted it. And I was brutally honest on my page about what I was about to offer because I needed it. And there were 5 specific women who were watching who knew that they could benefit from that too. And you guys, it's been so good. I have these women that I text every single day. They're all brand new. And we're helping each other stay accountable to nutrition through text. That is the unique way that I wanted to serve them. Every single one of you has 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix, but none of you are me. And the way you would start a group through text with a group of 5 other women would look different than the way I do it. And that's how I wanted to uniquely serve. So moving into August, yes, your program is so important. The program you're promoting, how you're talking about it, why you want to do this program, all of those things are important. But make sure you're also talking about how you are going to uniquely serve them as you go into August, and start talking about it like now, Monday at the latest, and start inviting Monday at the latest for August. That way, when August 1st rolls around, hopefully you have a few people that are actually ready to commit. That is the way I do it every single month. And it's so much more stress-free to lock in like Success Club 6, day 1, 2, and 3 of the month. Okay, does anybody have questions?
I have a question unrelated to Team Cup. When is the August coach mentorship? When does the Facebook group get created?
The 3rd. It's always the first Monday of the first full week.
But like, can we add people before that? That's why my question is, because I have a girl that's like doing a share cart today. That no
I
biggie.
will probably create the group the last week of July, and then I'll post it. So this week at some point I'll create it.
Sounds good.
I have a question, but
Yes.
I tried to write it and it's just too complicated to try to write it. So how do you write we want to present like, this is what I have to offer. This is what I will do as your coach. But how do you say that without being like, I on your post? Does that make sense? It just feels to me, it's like, oh, well, I am going to text you. I am going to do this. I am like how do people present their what they have to offer without just kind of doing shout outs on yourself all the time? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think one way is to say we instead of I, because you are still on this journey. Like whatever you are presenting to them, if you're doing it how I suggested, it's what you needed. So like when I was presenting my text group, I first came on and said how I was struggling. Like this pregnancy's been tough for me as far as nutrition goes. So this is what I'm going to do for us. It wasn't like I'm a professional and I'm going to lead you through this group. It was like, no, I'm in the trenches with you. And I feel like as coaches, that's like our unique position as coaches is we're always in the trenches with them. We're not the professionals at the gym. So I think if you just kind of switch it up and think about how you can say we, that's a lot more attractive for both you and the customers or the people on your Instagram listening.
And do you highlight, let's say, for example, one thing I do is that I help people, like, I'm going to help you make a meal plan, because I feel like a lot of the people that I target, we just don't know. We don't know how to make it and keep it simple. And then, so do you say it every day? Like, do I mention it every day? I guess the hardest part for me is I feel like if I say it once, I feel repetitive if I say it again the next day, or I feel like if people are just going to hear me say the same thing every day, I don't know how to get over that, not feeling repetitive.
You should feel repetitive. If you don't feel repetitive, you're not saying it enough, because you can see, like, say you have 50 people watching your story. It's probably not the same 50 people every day. Probably 25 of them have you muted. Probably 5 of them are wrangling their kids while they're listening. So you literally cannot talk about your group or what you're offering enough before it starts. You should feel, they say it takes 7 times of somebody hearing an offer to actually like commit and be like, okay, I want that. Because the first time they're probably going to ignore you. The second and third time, they're just kind of listening without thinking about it. 4th and 5th time, you might have their attention. And by the 6th and 7th time, they're like, I've heard her talking about this a lot, and I finally really want to ask some questions about what she's doing. So you will never, like, I truly don't think you can over talk about what you're offering.
I don't think it hurts to mix up how you deliver your message. Marketing, you think about all the different avenues that they go, and something is good for someone. Everyone likes something in a different way. So if you think about it maybe in that way, where you could talk about your meal plan, but you could also do a peek of your meal plan and put something over it and just show, this is what I'm doing, give away the content. Courtney Harden, I think, literally just put that on her stories, but like show your meal plan, but cover it up with like something else so they can see that it's being done, but just like don't give it to them for free, if that makes sense. Unless you're running a free group and you wanted to do that.
I also kind of like to go back and forth. Like Monday, for example, it'll be the first day that I'm kind of revealing what's coming. I'm going to talk about it. Probably put some polls. Tuesday, I will probably go and like invite all of those people from the polls. And then Tuesday, I also might make a post and say a whole lot less on my story about it, but post about it. Wednesday, I'll go back to stories and talking about it and showing about it, but then inviting from that post. So kind of going back and forth that way, like Morgan said, you're gonna hit different people that way too. And you also want people to know that the people who are joining you, like all of the exclusive things they're getting and what they're gonna get, because they're gonna wonder. Like I watch this girl on Instagram every day, what's gonna be different about being in her group? Why should I not just stay right here? What am I going to get if I invest a little bit more in her and in this group? So breadcrumbing what that's going to be is really important.
I think it's so important that we put text when we're talking. If you think, I know we already do that a lot, but if you're not putting some kind of text about what you're saying in each video, you need to do that, because you said that was why I brought this up. So many people watch it without audio. Like they're busy with their kids, they're just tapping through. I know even I do that. If I'm watching someone's story know, and there's not text on there, I can quick read a summary of what I'm going to be watching, I'll just keep tapping. So just remember that as well.
And it doesn't even have to, it could be like if you need nutrition help, listen, like something, if this is a struggle, speaker on or whatever. That way you don't have to type your content necessarily, although sometimes I do that too, just kind of mixing it up. That's a really good tip, Morgan. What other questions do you have? Okay, last thing I want to say, as we move into August, make sure you're doing, and I will say this over and over and over and over again until I'm blue in the face, make sure your plans are serving you so you can be excited and passionate about your program and what you're offering, because people can feel that. It really is about serving them and helping them. And if you get caught up on the numbers of it, like I have to sign up 5 people, I have to sign up 5 people, like that's not fun, and they can feel that. The way you get people is that they know, I saw somebody comment over here, servant leadership, they have to know that they're not just a number. They cannot be just an extra $50 on your paycheck. You have to be excited about the way that you're choosing to serve them in this month. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. Like I said, it could be like even the way that you encourage them in your challenge group or hosting a spirit week. It literally doesn't have to be anything crazy, but they do need to know what they're going to get when they sign up with you and how you are going to help them apart from our fitness and nutrition programs. Because like I said before, and like I'll say 100 times, they can get those without you. Everybody knows our marketing is like really good right now. They're hearing it on the radio. They're seeing it on TV. They're signing up by themselves. It is your job to show them why signing up with you is a much better choice, because it is. People don't last doing this sort of thing alone. They just don't. I wouldn't last. So show them how having you is going to enhance their journey, not just enhance their cost. That's super important. It is worth the investment, and you have to believe that. Okay, well, we're at 45 minutes. Thank you everybody for sharing. Seriously, I'm so excited for August, so excited for Team Cup. I'm gonna make that post in Fit for More like right now. If you're not on a Team Cup team, get on one like today. And if you have questions, let us know. But that's all for now. See you guys later.